Hi there. I hope you're well. I'm back again. I want to give an update on my mental health journey and how I'm going and what the process has been like so far. So just to recap and catch everybody up, I made the realization with the help of some friends and some research and some reading that I was going through a midlife crisis. For years I had been feeling irritated. I was easily come to anger, especially with the loved ones around me, my kids. I lost it on my kids a couple of times, nothing horrible, but to the point where I said to myself, is this me? Who am I? What am I doing? Anyway, so I was experiencing a midlife crisis and I talked about all of the triggers. Go check those videos out if you're interested in the backstory. But today I want to give an update on what the process is and where I'm at right now, and I'm feeling okay. I've been doing the hard work. Well, after I posted those videos, I took some time off with my family to spend some time processing in nature. So my family was so nice. We spent our summer holiday in Switzerland camping for 3 weeks at various locations in Switzerland. I also shared a little bit of that with you online if you want to check that out. There's a link somewhere here on my YouTube channel. And that was really, really nice and very needed. We spent some time camping. We spent some time in the forest by a lake. We did some hiking, and we spent some quality family time so I can get my bearings a little bit around what I was experiencing. And a lot of it was processing the career direction loss, thinking about those things, and seeing what nature had to offer and the outdoors had to offer for me. And it gave me a lot of peace and self-reflection, and it allowed me to give myself also some grace for what I was experiencing, which is a new experience for me. I was never so emotional about these things that I get emotional now, which tells me I have some things to process. But after coming back, I started feeling those things again. So the salve was temporary, so to speak. And I still had that inner turmoil. I still have that inner turmoil about all of those things, my aging body that I talked about, my mortality, and how I fit into the, what is the meaning of my life? And because I'm in my midlife now, I'm 47, and also my career direction loss. So all of that gave me, that little break gave me some peace, but it was very temporary. So now I'm back at it, doing the hard work. And like I said, I was able to get a prescription for a psychologist, and I got on a waiting list to see a psychologist. I know there's a lot of people around me, and based on the reaction and the engagement from the previous videos on this topic that I made, there's a lot of people hurting. And I have about 6 or 7 people in my age range, the Gen Xers, in Switzerland also, who are feeling similar things. And they need support and they need help, and I need support and I need help. But I can't help anybody unless I help myself first. So self-care is not selfish care. I really want to make that point. If you're feeling like you need help, please reach out to a professional or somebody around you to talk to. And if you don't have anybody like that, then just reach out to me. I'm always here. I can listen, but that's all I can do for now. I need to work also on myself, and I understand that. So that's one progress that I've made is getting on a waiting list for psychologists. It should be just a couple of weeks, and I am going to be very happy to share my experiences through my psychology process and experiences here with you guys. I think it's going to be helpful. I hope it's going to be helpful. One thing that I'm concerned about is the person going to be a right fit. The person that I'm meeting with, the psychologist that I'm meeting with, came as a referral from one of my other friends. He also had her as a psychologist, so I'm very excited to start doing the work. I don't know. I have things that I need to heal. And like I said, I'm not ready to share what those things are. I have some inner, childhood trauma that I really need to work through. And I don't know what that process looks like in terms of healing. What is it? Just talking? Is it doing some exercises? I'm very excited to learn that and actually do that, to heal those things. And the reason I feel like I have childhood trauma is, one, I know what I experienced as a child, but when I allow myself to think about those things, I get very emotional and I get very sad. And so I think that's why I know I need to heal those things. And intellectually and intuitively it makes sense, but sometimes you have to, I'm very stubborn, and I need to convince myself that those are the things I need. And I'm convinced that when I think about certain things that happened when I was 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and even a little bit older than that, I get really sad. And what triggered this in this moment, in this time of my life, I don't know. Why now? Why not in my 20s and 30s? Why now? I don't know. I think what really gets it for me is thinking about my children and the age my children are right now. So my kids are 5 and 8, almost 6 and 8. And especially when I think about my daughter, and I don't know if this is fair or normal or right to hear, or to think and to say, but I think of her as a little me. And if she had experienced those things that I had experienced, it would break my heart. So, I got work to do there. But in the meantime, there's just one other thing that I wanted to update on, and something that I've been thinking about lately. And it's loneliness. I feel a deep sense of loneliness, and I don't know why. There's so many people around me that love me, that care for me. My family loves me. My husband is my rock and support. And we have a lot of friends around us. My kids love me to death, most of the time. So why do I feel this deep sense of loneliness? I feel like, for one, as far as the external things that I could do to combat loneliness, which is reach out to other people, have coffee. I lost my sort of career group also when I was restructured, when my business restructured and they got rid of the whole innovation group, like 50 of us at once. So I don't have that, and I feel like also with how I'm feeling, I feel withdrawn. So I'm not engaging with people. I hope you can hear me. There's an airplane going above, but I'll just pause for a second while it goes by. And if you can't hear it, then this is just an awkward pause on video. There it goes. Okay. So I feel a deep sense of loneliness. The external things. I feel like I've been withdrawing from friends and from activities. We used to have dinner parties and some parties. Of course, we have a Halloween party every year. Don't get me wrong. I'm not going to miss the Halloween party. But we used to have dinner parties or just friends over, and we don't do that much anymore because I just don't feel like it. I just don't feel like it. I don't know. I just feel like a shell of me right now. So, and it feels like a lot of effort. I don't know if any of you can relate to that, but I think that's an indicator that I also need to do some work on how lonely I feel. And then the other thing is internally. I feel lonely for who I really am. And I touched a little bit on this with respect to losing my career path and my career direction. And there's some horses coming. I'm gonna pause real quick because this is a little strange. I'm gonna pause for a second. Hold on. Lucy. Hello. There they go. So I was talking about identity and why I'm lonely for my how I feel in terms of loneliness and how that relates to my own identity. I'm guessing. I don't know. This is all new to me, and I'm not an expert in this. So I lost my career identity also when I lost my career path. But that's okay. It's not like I lost something. I think I'm moving in a direction. Like I said, I want to have more nature in my life, and I want to share nature with other people in meaningful ways. I'm not sure. I'm still working on that. I think I got to work on myself first. But as far as that's my work identity and that, the career part of me. I'm still a mom. That is grounding me. I'm still a wife. That's part of my identity. But who I am deep down is somebody that I'm really struggling to find. And I think that has to come with that is the collateral damage of my childhood trauma. And I hate to keep going back to that, but what I'm finding is that my decision-making process for my career, for the things I liked, for the outward persona that I shared with people was for a purpose. And that purpose was to experience what it's like to have worth, to be worthy of love. That's a hard thing to admit, but I have to question my why. And that's the hard stuff for me to do right now, because that's my life. And what was my life worth to me? And what is the meaning of those decisions that I made? Are they all for naught? Are they all for nothing? I don't think so. This is getting really deep, but anyway, thanks for hanging in there. It's quite a long video, but I wanted to share the real thoughts and the real me. So the update is that I'm working on it. I can't wait to get started with a psychologist, and those are the main things that I'm going to talk about. I really want to share. I'm just going to trauma dump, and I'm excited to trauma dump on my psychologist, because that's their job. That I need to show all of me and the real me, and the pain that's in me, so that we can break it down and build back up. I'm hoping that's what we can do, and for the goal of becoming a better mom, a better wife, a better colleague, a better friend, and somebody that I recognize within my heart, and also not just within who I think I need to be for that acceptance and that validation. And there you go, 47 years old, and I still don't know who I am, but that's okay. I am hopeful, and if you're going through similar things, I hope you can also be hopeful, because you can do it. You can get there, and I will be with you every step of the way. Just check back here every so often for the updates. Subscribe so you get the notifications when I put a video up. And that's what this is going to be for a while. This is going to be me working on me and sharing it with you. And I hope that you can do the same. You work on you and you share it with me and the community here. And I hope you're well. Be well.